Hello there, can you hear
Hello.
me? Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good? Doing quite well. Alright, I love your renders, by the way. They're really, really cool. The fact you're going to key shot, and it kind of brings, it helps visualize it all a bit more, you know?
Yeah.
So let's look at your additions. You went with a larger claw. This is nice. I see you kind of have those arrows, or spears sticking out.
Yeah, they're just kind of placeholders at the moment.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what that is right there. Is this more stuff that's been stuck into them?
That was kind of like a dripping of gunk or something. It was just literally just a quick test. It's on a different subtool.
That's kind of cool.
Playing around.
Yeah, I'd maybe elaborate on this a little bit more. It could be a cool element, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this. I wonder how this would be. I wouldn't know how to accomplish this inside of Unreal. I mean, I guess you could do maybe try doing, seeing if you could import some sort of blend shape. That might work.
Yeah.
Or use some. There might be some fluid dynamic system inside of Unreal that might work. But this would probably require a bit of coding, honestly, like a little bit of engineering that goes beyond, you know, importing art and or importing a model and rigging it and you know, lighting it and shading it and all that, or a little bit more than PBR to deliver on its own. This is looking nice. I like the a little bit of subsurface, a little bit of Fresnel you have going on here. That's looking cool.
Yeah, that's just on the skin kind of material that's in KeyShot.
Yeah, because I haven't really played with tuning the skin material much, but it looks like it looks a little strong, I guess. But anyways, let's not get into render. We'll talk about that later. Right now, I want to look at your design. That's a nice element. Your spine. You have a lot of implied detail, like for like you're going to go ahead and do this, and I can see you starting to sort those things out. That's a huge positive. This limb in particular, or this hand, it reads really well. I mean, this is a strong point. Like I could see the palm. I could see that it, you know, I could see each digit, and it feels natural. It feels like that's the way it would exist, especially in the language of the character. And I mean, from your largest forms down into your smallest forms, you have a consistent design language. That is very good to see. But let's go to your other views, and I don't want to just flatter you. I want to give you something to work with. So I'm going to have a quick look over everything. We go to your close-ups. And let's go to looks like I accidentally closed both of these.
I think there's like a sheet of a few of the grey ones as well, but it's quite small.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I saw that, and I don't know if we need to bring that one in,
Okay, cool.
because I think everything else you have, you've covered that. Like it expresses everything you already have in these other shots. So take it from the side. Started playing with some texture here, which is nice. Are these more sort of slimy bits, or what is this piece that's sitting in here now?
That's the exact, it's kind of like a round wood. In these shots, it's kind of hard to see it. Looks a bit better when you're actually looking at the 3D model, but it's kind of a round exact ball, and it's kind of like a webby, gooey thing that's stuck by strands.
Okay.
And there's also like a tube at the back. I think there's a close-up, and I think you have it open close-up of the bottom of the so there's a tube at the back there where the eggs get laid into it, and I think it opens up and drops them out, and there's some arms grabbing it.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I like it. It reminds me of this reminds me of a face hugger a lot. It reminds me of the alien face hugger. It's cool. You know, for this sort of stuff around here, did you look at different types of sort of arachnid eggs, or were you just going straight from?
I pretty much just did it, but I did look at some egg sacs kind of at the same time. I didn't really pull much from them, but I did look at them.
Okay. I'm just wondering.
Did that randomly?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only reason why I asked is because I think that being able to sell that, because it is very unique, it's very out of the realm of what's normal. I think maybe for these pieces, you're going to need to find some good references as far as how this is harnessed in. Like find some reference in nature, how this is going to be, you know, supported in this area. I know that he has fingers that are holding on to it. Or she is a very loving mother, father. But I would say that you need to find out what this is, this structure, what makes sense here. And if it's a matter of, what's that?
It kind of reminds me of that stuff, you know, you have a hole in your wall and you use that like filler spray that expands.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I like this edition. Now that I can see what it is, and honestly, I think you're going to have to look at your, you're going to have to try to improve your side read in some way. Like the read from the side, it feels like it's a stone. And I know that color will help that, and additional sculpting will elaborate that on this, but I think it's really this gap in here.
Yeah.
And then this space in here at the base of this, that's making it feel like it's not an integrated part of the of your creature. So I would
separate thing it's holding underneath. But yeah, I didn't really get too far with it.
So I would just, you know, look at what's going on, look at your connections. How is it? So I guess the note is, look at how it's tied into the rest of the body. How is it attaching to the rest of the body? Look at that side view. And I think once you start looking at that more, because I mean, you definitely have put some, you know, some thought into it. I mean, you have these attachments here, and you have this umbilical cord here, right? But I think, you know, these are, I don't want to say they're Band-Aid solutions. I don't think they are. I think they're actually very cool ideas. But you got to find some other way that this visually fits in, like the meat of it, not sort of just things that are holding it to it like it's a foreign object.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing all kind of like yours kind of was with all the round bits, like eggs you can actually see, but I just kind of didn't get to that point on it.
Okay. I mean, honestly, like I feel bad because I feel like you're moving in a good direction. It's just a matter of elaborating on what you already have. So let me take a look at your other close-up here of the head and see what else I might have for you. This is very nice. I like this region here, especially since it's echoed by these hind limbs or these hind arms, which I don't think I saw before. I think I saw the second set. I remember seeing this set. I like the little skull you have in there. It's kind of cool. He needs to clean his teeth. Let's see. Can you give him a toothpick? Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
The head, the way the mouth is, like, it kind of looks kind of cool, but at the same time, with those teeth like randomly coming out, and I look at things like, what did I look at? That one that you said you suggested once that Neville Page did for Star Trek, and that thing's head burst open, and also the trilobite thing from Prometheus, and they just open like that, and they just look like 10 times cooler, and I just thought it kind of looked a bit of crap.
Let's take a look. So let's go Neville Page, Ice Monster, Star Trek. Not that one. We want this one. All right, let's pull that up, and I think there's a better shot of that. Is there a larger shot?
The Prometheus trilobite one. I think that was Neville Page as well.
Yeah.
And that one looks really quite cool.
Well, he has a thing with plants, like plant animals, right? And that's where he pulls a lot of it from. He's looking at flowers, and he's looking at different flowers, and that's why I had pulled up the rotting flesh flower.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up again, and let's see if we can work through this together. And that's not the one. Giant carnivorous flower. So these guys. And I know that like this is not a solution right off the bat, right? It's not like, oh, okay, I get it, and it's not as easy as that. But there is something we can pull from it. One, there it is. That's not it. That's from Ice Age. That's it. That's a better shot of it. All right. So just think about this. You have an inner cavity, you have an inner lining, and then you have the exterior lips. Right? If we go to Neville's design, no, there it is right there. You kind of have a similar thing. So you have an inner cavity, you have sort of this inner line, inner radius, and then you have the lips on the outside. I think that if you look, the shape is it looks like it's all repeating, right? But it's actually only, I think it's in the Photoshop. I wish I could get Neville in here for you, but he is busy with TV and all that stuff. But let's see.
A lot of Papstein's stuff as well is kind of, he has a few aliens that have opening up heads that look a bit like petals as well, which are quite cool.
Yeah. But I just want to break down the structure for you, right? So it makes it, so you can pull elements into your own piece that will make it feel more complete. Because right now, if we look at it, it's very repetitive, right? You do have some stuff in here, but this is the same as this, the same as this, and it feels, it's probably what's contributing to your dissatisfaction, right?
Yeah.
So if we break down, say, this, I mean, we have this repeating pattern here. We have another set that's unique here, right? And then we have a lower jaw that's completely unique onto itself. But all of them have teeth that are leading in to the interior. Let me go into different colors this time, so I can help you break it down visually. All right. So there's that inner cavity. What's that?
I haven't seen the film, and so I haven't seen the thing, but does that all fold together and close as well? Or
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah. So you have an inner cavity here, right? Then you'll want to build. This is like, have you done much hard surface work?
I've done a bit, but not a great deal.
Okay. So there's a layer. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying some things like little accessories I'm probably more comfortable doing in Maya. But...
Okay. Well, there's this concept of layering, right? Where you have, and it's easy to express when you're talking in terms of hard surface objects. You have a frame, you have sort of mechanical bits or guts, and then you have your shell, your enclosure, right? And that's the simplest way to express it, and it can become more complex than that, but that's the simplest way to express it. So if you look at it, there's sort of a three-stage layering going on, right? And we can kind of follow that you can follow it in creature design. So if we're looking at this mouse, you have your heart, right? Or you have this cavity. Then you have a second region that builds out from that. And you can look at it as its own region. Then you have the extremities, right? And those should be unique.
Yeah.
So what I think is successful that Neville has done in this is that he has these lead-ins through each area, right? And they're unique. This is unique or these two are unique from these two, from this one. But each of these regions is also unique. So there's overlapping and separation at the same time. Anyway, that's what I think is lacking in yours. So if we look at yours, let's go over here. I would say you need to, it looks like you've already sort of intuitively started to do it, right? So you have, whether this was intentional or no, you have that center region, right? In yours, you have that.
Yeah, that's kind of the only bit there that I'm kind of comfortable with, and that circle of teeth.
Right.
The rest of it is just randomly placed.
On the exterior, or the extremities, you might want to play with a difference in shape here, maybe a slight difference in structure, whatever that might mean, all right? And then maybe look at something filling in on the side. Because if you look at like how these will close, maybe there's something that needs to fill in that gap there.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that help you a bit? And then instead of random teeth, look at rows. And that'll give you something else to play with, another element to play with to distinguish sort of the different areas of the mouth. And instead of, I think maybe, right now you have a square composition,
Yeah.
right? Maybe see, I don't know, like let's take a look at your shot from the front. We can see the whole body. Instead of square, why don't you try sort of something vertical, rectangular, or horizontal rectangular. And that'd be my final suggestion for you.
Cool.
And that's it?
I had another, you see the legs?
Yes.
They're kind of, like, I'm finding it hard to make them, they seem like wobbly and weird. It's kind of hard for me to get it into the right kind of smooth shape. As like an actual leg, it's kind of all lumpy.
I think, well, zero meshing is going to help that.
Okay.
Once you go through and you zero mesh it, or you go through and retopologize it, that's gonna get rid of your lump sculpt in there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
It's just the surface quality?
Yeah, it's just to have an overall, blobbiness.
Okay. Yeah, that's an easy fix.
Okay.
And if you want, why don't you upload and share your file with me, and I can demonstrate that in our next session. Just sort of how to go through that and clean areas like that up.
Yeah, it feels like I need to go down to much lower poly, which I guess would be, remeshing it and stuff.
Yeah. Because if you zero mesh and subdivide that, like I wouldn't go through, like you went through and you did a lot of elaboration. And maybe I would hold off on that elaboration for right now. Right? Because I'm going to end up having you guys, elaborate this in a very specific way instead of ZBrush, right? This is our concept, but you took it fairly deep. I mean, your back, that's a lot of information that you threw in there.
Yeah.
But I would say hold off on the elaboration for now, and then we'll talk about controlling the mesh and sort of keeping your surfaces clean next class. Because then we're going to add some more complex accessories. I'll be working on like the Spanish galleon, but I can dedicate a portion of class to just talking about that.
Okay, cool.
All right. So that's what I have for you guys today. And do you have any last minute questions?
I think I'm okay.
Are you good? All right. Well, thank you very much, Simon, and thank you for your awesome work. Let's all push this to cover a free artist, honestly. I mean, this is some good stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing the end result of your guys' work. And I don't say that facetiously. I say that sincerely. Yeah, you guys have made some really good headway this week. So next class, we're going to be adding in more complex stuff, mostly in accessories, but I'll be covering sort of complexity in the design a little bit more. And sort of Christian has already dipped his toe into that as far as like determining functionality of specific components. But yeah, outside that, that's it. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll have these up soon. All right?